John Edward makes the paranormal sound so normal.
If you guys are wondering what's going on in my mind before an event like this, it's pretty much the same thing that's going on in your mind. And that's, I wonder who's going to get a reading and how is it going to come through, specifically because he has a New York frame of reference and he's never been to South Africa before.
Since his first visit here, John has made 3 return trips. His books have become New York Times bestsellers. He has a hit web series, and he continues to fascinate us.
John, welcome back to South Africa.
Thank you.
And back on our show.
Thank you.
It's good to have you back again. What you do for a living has been so glamorized and over-sensationalized in the media, you know, the whole I see dead people thing.
Right.
But you've always said that it's best looked at in its simplest form.
It is. It is, and for me, as I travel around the world, I've found that television has sensationalized it probably 10 times more, because now everything is all reality-based, and it's more about the story rather about just the readings. So for me, I'm still exactly in the same place. Like, I want people to understand the world of energy so that they don't need a reading and that they can recognize that their loved ones and friends are still around them.
Essentially, that's what it's about. It's about energies. You know, this
all it is.
couch has energy, the house has energy, we have energy.
Correct.
And it's about being intuitive to that.
It is about being open and aware to not just the energy of people who've crossed over, but your own energy, because your thoughts manifest your reality. So if you think bad thoughts, you create a bad reality. If you think positive thoughts, you can pull in a positive reality. It's just kind of the way the universe is set up. So you want to send out positive thoughts, and then when you allow yourself to focus on those thoughts, you're allowing yourself to honor your grief and your loss. You can connect with people who have crossed, and that's without a medium.
And just so that the viewers know, it's important. It's not like you're seeing a person. It's the energies.
Right.
And what is that sensation like for you, just to convey it to the viewer who doesn't know that feeling?
So I see, hear, and feel this energy. It's called clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsentience, and those are the faculties. So the way we have 5 senses, there are psychic senses that correspond. So getting an image would be like a thought, or like if everybody watching right now visualized their favorite cartoon character. The way they would visualize that in their mind, or the way that you would have a memory, or if I say, what's your favorite scene of a movie? That movie plays in your mind, that's what I'm seeing. It's like having that thought form and pattern. And then when you hear something, it's not like somebody yells out, hey John, my name is Joe. It's a thought like Joe. And then clairsentience is where I get feelings, where I'll get a feeling about the emotional energy of a person, or I'll get a feeling in my body knowing what happened to them.
And it's attached, obviously, to their loved one, correct?
Correct.
So it's coming, the energy is coming from the loved one
Through them.
through the,
Right.
the person who's passed.
Yeah, like 95% of my clients that I actually read for are over the phone all around the world.
Yeah, okay.
And people are like, well, how is that possible? I'm like, well, if I'm talking to you and somebody in your family that's living walks up behind you and says, who are you talking to? And, oh, I'm on the phone with John Edward. Tell him I said hi. I could hear them even though I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing, except they're just not in physical form. So I
Yes.
hear them through.
I don't know if this is your father, but I have like a father who's here. Okay, were you hoping to hear from Dad today? Now, did you give Dad the strictest of orders that he had to come through?
It's quite a scary thought that we're all carrying this almost like this power, this energy of, you know, the thought that there might be our loved ones surrounding us all the time.
I tell
And
people not to be freaked out by it, but to think about it like Facebook. You are connected to how many people on Facebook, or Twitter, or Instagram, right? How many people follow you? Those people are connected to you. So what you put out there in your social media energy, they could see, hear, feel, read, and connect with. It's just like we put out an energy like social media, and they're able to connect with that. So I tell people they're not interested in like bedroom and bathroom issues, so it's like, don't worry.
The craziest thing is you were a skeptic as a youngster.
Still am.
You still are?
I still am. I always tell people, there's a difference between being cynical and being skeptical. Cynicism means that nothing is possible no matter what you experience, and no matter what you see, hear, feel yourself. Even if you have data statistically put in front of you, you're like, no, that's cynical. Skeptical means you're questioning, and I think the more you question things, the better it is.
Well, today, you know, this house is actually one of the oldest, arguably the oldest standing house left in Johannesburg. So it comes with a lot of history, and obviously with a lot of history comes a lot of energy.
Right.
So we thought we'd just take a walk around and check it out. Yeah.
Absolutely. I was like, when I first got here and I was walking and I had a couple of feelings, and to be completely honest, everything that I've looked at doesn't match what I was feeling. So
Really?
I'd be very curious to find out if what I was feeling is applicable here.
Awesome. Well, I walked in and a door slammed closed, so I'm already freaked out. Let's go check it out.
This Victorian home was named The View because it looks out as far as the Mahalisburg. Built by the city engineer of Johannesburg, Today, it's the headquarters to the Transvaal Scottish Regiment. But what was our guest's impression?
So John, this house was built in 1897. It actually fought Sir Thomas Cullinan, which is the Cullinan diamond is named after this guy. He was really one of the big shots back in the day when the golden diamond mining rush happened. He was one of the big wealthy landlords, which is why he could afford to live like this.
It's a beautiful place. I mean,
beautiful, right?
The energy feels like it's got that nostalgic. It feels old. It feels, but it was ironic because when I was walking in, I had a feeling of something more Canadian. So I was feeling like there was an energy of something that maybe somebody was a soldier of Canada or spent quality time, or there was some type of Canadian connection. And when I started looking around, everything was more Scottish.
Well, you know, with an old house like this, there's so much history to it, so you never know. And something interesting as well, you know, I mentioned to you earlier, I am a very spiritual person, and I do feel those energies, but the difference is, like, you'll be able to say, that's Canadian.
Right.
Whereas I feel this stuff and I kind of retreat.
Yeah, but you'd be able to say it too, though. If you saw what I saw, which was the Canadian flag, right?
Yeah.
You would then go, oh, that's Canada.
You see, that's the difference, is you are able to trust that intuition and see that, you know.
Well, you pay attention to the symbols. You pay attention to the energy of stuff. So if you were to look at things in a symbolic way, you would start to say, okay, when I see this, it makes me feel this way. If I see that, it makes me feel that way. So your symbolism is yours, like a dream. For example, if you have a dream, you're dreaming in your own symbolism. If you were to go look at a dream book, unless you really wrote that dream book, you're now looking at somebody else's interpretation of your dream. But if you were to take your dream and break it down and say, what does this mean to me? What does this make me think? How do I feel about this? It gives you a more in-depth look of what you actually dreamt.
Well, it's your 4th time in South Africa. You've got another show coming up. What can we look forward to with that?
Well, folks that are fans of Crossing Over, it's kind of like the evolved version of Crossing Over. So it's like Crossing Over live.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to doing it.
Thanks so much. It's been
Thank
such
you
a
so
pleasure.
much. It's awesome.
And
Thank you.
Your energy
it.
and everything is just a real pleasure to spend time with you.
Same. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you know or can figure out that there is a Canadian connection to this building, join the conversation on #TopBilling and help us solve this mystery.